Welcome back, everybody, to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here at the historic Aztec Theater to support one of the nation's premier rock bands. Brings me great pleasure to welcome singer, songwriter, guitarist, the man, Mr. Myles Kennedy, sir. Great to have you back on the program after a little bit of time.
In a little while. It's good to be back. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise. Definitely pleasure to have you in San Antonio. Lots to talk about with your brand new record, The Last Hero. But before we get into it, I also want to talk about kind of the longevity now of Alter Bridge.
Not really. No, I didn't. I mean, if someone would have told me that we would have had this long a run, I would have been pleasantly surprised. And it was nothing. It wasn't that I didn't believe in the band. It's a tough industry. You know, it's very kind of here today, gone later today sort of business. So the fact that we've been able to somehow manage to, stick around for over a decade is wonderful.
And who knows what lies ahead in the next decade? I mean, I see the career of Alter Bridge is getting bigger and grander, and I think one of the things that that the fans of Alter Bridge really love is that the band is just continuing to evolve, and The Last Hero is definitely a big reflection of that.
Thank you. I mean, we try. We try not to get lazy with the creative process, and we still, I guess, have that drive to try and make decent music.
The record, definitely is again an evolution for the band. It doesn't sound like any of the other records per se. Definitely has its own flavor, especially from some of the songs that we encountered on Fortress. Definitely, to me, this record kind of seems to come out of the gate a lot faster. It's definitely, I remember when I first heard it, I posted on Facebook, the heaviest sounding Alter Bridge record I think I've ever heard.
Well, cool. Yeah, it's interesting getting the different takes on the how people feel regarding how heavy it is or anthemic it is, and so I guess our goal was just to stay in the moment as we wrote it. You never know how it's gonna. I personally, I don't know how Mark is. I don't know how Scott and Brian think about it. I don't usually go into a record like, oh, we got to make the heaviest record ever. It's usually just let's just kind of tap into the song that's out there and see what comes this time. So I guess it's a heavy one this time.
So no kind of preconceived plan, just and as we talk about that, I guess subtly, the band or the individuals might, because you're doing things with Slash and Tremonti is doing his solo band, how those kinds of outside projects kind of influenced a little bit of what Alter Bridge is doing 12 years down the road.
I think it's helped. I think it's helped tremendously. I think that, like for me as a songwriter, just constantly working that side of my brain and trying to tap into the creative element, it just keeps you on your toes, and you learn more about yourself, and you learn from other people you work with, and so each record you take something from it and learn and try and use it on the future endeavors. So I've been really lucky that I've gotten to do this as long as I have and be able to evolve.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky. So.
The Last Hero is about to drop in a couple of weeks. To the masses out there who are anticipating this new record, and one of the things that I definitely want to touch upon first is kind of like the kind of seems like a running theme throughout The Last Hero, not only with the title track and the title, but with songs like Show Me the Leader or My Champion, the first couple of singles. The theme of the hero, The Last Hero. Can you talk a little bit about that? What was your mindset regarding heroes, the lack thereof, or the hero in all of us? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that the hero concept's always been something that's intrigued me for a few decades, really. And when I stumbled across someone named Joseph Campbell and some of his writings and philosophies on life, and so I guess that this just seemed like the appropriate time. It feels like. With the state of the world, it became more apparent than ever that we need heroes, we need leaders, we need people that we can, as a society, look to for guidance, and so this record definitely takes a look at the those dynamics, and then it also you have a song like "You Will Be Remembered," which is a tribute to more of the everyday heroes, people who serve the country, and so yeah, it's a common theme that runs throughout a lot of the record.
What do you? Were there any heroes that you grew up listening to, or people that you admired who you thought were really inspirational, admirable people that you thought, that guy's a hero to somebody out there?
Well, my stepfather was definitely that guy for me. Yeah, I mean, that was a big deal. Like, I lost my dad when I was 4, and then, you're not sure what's going to happen there, and you want to, it'd be cool to have a father figure that takes care of you. And so when Glenn came into my life, I remember I just idolized him, and if he had a certain pair of shoes, I wanted to buy the exact same pair of shoes, and I wanted to be just like him. And he's been a really pivotal figure for me for as long as I can remember. I lucked out with that.
That's very awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, I don't think that every man can step into a family's and kind of fulfill those shoes, especially with someone who's not their own child. It takes a special kind of man to do that.
He's a special man, absolutely.
I also kind of want to talk about kind of like, I guess a little bit of the irony when I saw the cover art for the record, because you have the last hero, and then there's a bullseye on him and all these arrows at him. So I'm like, does the hero have some kind of are they targeting him, or is there some kind of comeback at the hero for being heroic, or is there anything that's symbolic in that artwork?
Yeah, and we definitely take a look at that, and we have a song called "Crows on a Wire," which takes a look at what tends to happen when we put people on a pedestal. A lot of times, whether it's a leader or hero or entertainer or whatever, we lift them up or we build them up to tear them down in a lot of cases. And I don't know why that is with humans. What's in our what sort of went haywire there with us, yeah, that's something that's another dynamic we look at within this whole theme.
And I guess some people, I don't want to use the word envious, but maybe aspire to be, maybe they that's a steep hill for them, that they can't, at least they think in their own mind they can't be heroes or someone inspirational to somebody else. I don't know.
You think it's like it seems unattainable for a lot of people?
Because of that, they're resentful or something.
Maybe, yeah, that could be it. Maybe it's that insecurity. Yeah. That's
the record. I was telling you before we started rolling that the record just sounds really heavy. Songs like "Cradle to the Grave" and the singles have done really well. They just sound so tight. Can you just talk a little bit about? Did you guys do anything different production-wise this time around?
We went with Elvis again, Michael Basquiat, who's the unofficial 5th member of Alter Bridge. He's just been great. So as far as any production techniques from a sonic standpoint, I don't know if he turned a few knobs any different, but I know Mark integrated the 7-string guitar on a track. We used a few different tunings that we haven't tried in the past. So I think that's really the only difference.
Did y'all break out the pink bass for this record?
That's right. I remember that. The pink bass is not on this record. Not that I know of. Not that I know. I know, right?
That's what I'm saying. They had to pull out the pink bass because it sounds really heavy.
Forgot about that.
Okay, great. Also, there's a lot of music on this record. I think most of the times when bands release a full length, we're getting 10 or 11 songs. You guys put 13 songs on this record, and even if you might also be able to get the bonus track out there, Last of Our Kind. So talk a little bit about the bonus track. That was kind of cool. I was lucky enough to get the release with the bonus track.
Yeah, the Last of Our Kind is actually a funny story. We tend to do this on every record. For some reason, a working title will end up making it to the credits. And actually, that song is called Symphony of Agony. Because if you listen to the chorus, it's the Symphony of Agony. It says nothing about Last of Our Kind. So that's par for the course for Alter Bridge. And what that song is actually about, it doesn't really fit with the rest of the content lyrically, but it was inspired when I had to hire the exterminator to show up to my house because we had carpenter ants. And so it was written from the perspective of the carpenter ant being exterminated. That's what the whole theme of the song is. So there you have it.
They got eliminated. Huh?
They got eliminated.
You guys are out early in support of this record. You know, definitely kind of gearing up. How does it feel to be back with the Alter Bridge boys on stage again?
It's great. You know, it's kind of like we hadn't played together in a few years, and it's like we just picked up where we left off, like riding a bike. You don't really forget, and it's also, you know, really great to see the diehard fans that have been with us for a long time and continue to grow. They're an exceptional group of people, so it's really good seeing them back out in the audience, and yeah, we're very, very aware of that, and how that's not every band has that luxury. So
Alter Bridge fans are very, very passionate. I can speak from my personal testimony. Love Alter Bridge, always have. But, you know, people have seen you on the road with Slash. You know, obviously you did a lot of work with Slash. What would you say, if you could just quickly mention, what might be a difference between when you're touring with Slash or you're touring with Alter Bridge? Obviously, I think to myself, probably one of the most important components is, you know, you don't really have a guitar strapped on stage. And what's the difference in dynamics for that for you?
Yeah, that's the main difference for me, as far as just, you know, the guitar. I started as a guitar player, and so not having that as a frontman is just it's a game changer. And so I have to go up there and approach it differently, and it's kind of my security blanket. So it usually takes a few songs for me to kind of get used to that without it. But yeah, with Alter Bridge, musically it's different. There's a bit of a metal undercurrent through just the overall feel of a lot of the music, whereas with Slash a lot of it's more blues based, and but it's great from a vocal standpoint because I get to push myself in different directions. It's not like they sound the same, and so it doesn't, to me as an artist, it doesn't feel like it gets redundant. So when I step into either camp, I get to kind of stretch in a different direction, which I think helps me evolve.
Now that you're out playing shows, can fans expect to hear some of the tracks of The Last Hero as you perform now? How many tracks will we be hearing? Can you share, for those people who are missing the show tonight, what songs you'll be playing?
We'll definitely do the first single, the Show Me a Leader, and My Champion's probably going to make it into the set pretty quick, and then we'll gradually start incorporating more. And
Poison in the Veins, was that the third single now?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that'll be the third single, but yeah, we just released that on the interweb. Yeah. So you'll see. Yeah.
So what does the plan obviously hold for this year and next year? Just constant touring?
Tour.
Around the world, huh?
Like Alter Bridge again.
Let's get our tickets early.
You're right.
Yeah, and you'll be going across the pond. I saw pretty quickly here. Like in the next few weeks, you'll be going across the pond there. Obviously, you know, Alter Bridge is a very hot commodity in Europe and in those places.
Yeah, it's you know, we have been embraced over in the UK and Europe for you know, we spent a lot of time there and really worked to build that up, and so this is our first time playing some bigger venues. We're playing the O2 in London, which is it's a big one. So we're really excited about that, and that's going to be really fun as a fan because we're having Gojira and Volbeat.
Oh, cool.
They're on the
I know you're a Gojira fan too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Very
awesome,
important band, and Like a Storm will also be on that bill. So it's going to be fun.
Nice. Well, that's great, man. And, you know, as we end out, Miles, I have to ask you because I remember reading, I don't know, it's been about a year and a half now already, about your solo record, and then I kind of stopped hearing anything about it. Can you share any updates on that front?
Yeah, it's mixed, and just trying to find a window to put it out, and that's the hard thing. I
don't think you have a window. You're like one of the hardest working men in rock.
Yeah, right now it's just a matter of trying to kind of piece that together. So we'll see what happens.
Wow. Can you also just you know, briefly touch upon, like, what could we expect from a record like that? I mean, is it going to be more kind of like the subtle Myles Kennedy, or really the heavy belting Myles Kennedy, or a combination?
There's a little bit of a combination, but overall, a lot of it is more the subtle side. It's not. It's definitely not a metal record, and it's people who have heard it so far say it reminds them a bit of some of the Mayfield 4 era.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Interesting. Well, thank you for sharing, Miles. Any last words for the people around the world who will see this interview?
Boy, that's a heavy one. Have fun.
Come see us.
Come see us. No.
Buy the record.
Buy the record. October
Buy the
7th.
record.
If you buy. I mean, most people don't buy records anymore. Stream the record on October 7th. Record label's going to kill me for saying that.
Come to the show.
Yeah, come to the show. We'll definitely be out for a long time.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate your time. I know you don't do a lot of press on the road because you got to save the Vox for the stage. So I appreciate your time and your effort for coming to visit with Rob's Metalworks. The last time you were on our show was back in 2007 at the Sunken Guard. It's been 9 years now. Yeah, it's been a while. So thank you. I appreciate it. Remember, everyone out there, the brand new Alter Bridge comes out October 7th. Be sure to pick it up, get it in your hands right away. You saw the man, Miles Kennedy, right here on Rob's Metalworks.